Our top story, high-resolution satellite imagery accessed by NDTV within days of the Tawang clashes indicates that Beijing has positioned a large number of drones and fighter aircraft at major Tibetan air bases at a time when Indian and Chinese soldiers clashed on the ground in Arunachal Pradesh. Vishnu Shom with more details.
Well, let's start by bringing you an image of December 15th of China's Bangda Air Base. That's located 150 kilometers northeast of Arunachal Pradesh. Now, these images, which you're going to see shortly, coincide with major Indian Air Force exercises being held in the state and are just 6 days after the Tawang clashes, indicating that the Chinese have continued to deploy frontline Air Force assets, including drones and jets against India. So, on the flight line, there are 2 drones, including one of the most advanced drones in the world, a state-of-the-art WZ-7 soaring drone. Also present at the same location, 2 fighters, Chinese variants of the Sukhoi 30 that the Indian Air Force operates. What you see here is an image from Shigatse on the 27th of November, which shows 10 Chinese fighters on the flight line. Again, Chinese variants of the Sukhoi 30 that India operates. And as you can see, several drones as well for intelligence and possibly attack missions. What we can now show you, and this is really important, is Lhasa Airport. On the tarmac, 4 Chinese J-10 fighters, advanced jets that Pakistan has also acquired from China. And what we can now share with you are images of the remarkable changes at these frontline Chinese air bases, major upgrades over just the last few years. The pace of development startling. Firstly, here's an image of Bangda Airport in February 2021. That's on your screen. Now, this is the same airport a few days back where you can see a new dispersal area which has been marked. That dispersal area which is there, which we marked. It's not there in the top image, it's in the image below. Finally, here's an image of Lhasa Airport in February 2021. Let's go to the next image, which shows Lhasa Airport. Here is the same airport a few days later. There is a new runway under construction, which we marked out in the bottom of your screen. That is an image from just a couple of days back. There are other new constructions as well. India, which has traditionally had an advantage over the Chinese Air Force through well-established bases in Tezpur, Misamari, Jorhat, Hashimara and Bagdogra, is now having to contend with a large number of new generation Chinese jets and drones, while its own prescribed squadron strength continues to fall. For now, the IF will rely on a squadron of Rafale fighters deployed in Hashimara, in addition to units of the recently acquired S-400 surface-to-air missile system from Russia. Ironically, China operates the identical missile system also acquired from Russia. So what does this all mean? Well, China's upgrade of its air bases and aviation assets, including fighters, transports, drones, electronic warfare and reconnaissance assets since the border tension with India began in 2020 has been staggering by any definition. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Meanwhile, in Parliament, the stalemate over a discussion on China continues between the government and the opposition. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, meanwhile, accused the opposition of bringing down the morale of the forces. The opposition parties deny the charge, saying that this argument is being used by the government to not hold a discussion in Parliament. The opposition staged a walkout again today over the issue.
In Parliament, the government has refused to discuss the border clash with China at Tawang.
When I see who is giving the advice, I can only bow in respect.
But during a debate on a maritime bill, the foreign minister hit back at opposition leader Rahul Gandhi, who had said the minister doesn't understand what's happening at the borders.
If we were indifferent to China, who sent the Indian army to the borders to defend us? If we were indifferent to China, why are we today pressing China on disengagement and de-escalation? Why are we saying publicly that our ties are not normal? So we have no problem if there is political differences, if there is even political criticism. I have heard sometimes that my own understanding needs to be deepened. When I see who is giving the advice, I can only bow in respect. But I think we should not directly or indirectly criticize our Jawans. Yeah. When our Jawans, sir, are standing, sir, our Jawans are standing, sir, in Yangtze, in Yangtze at 13,000 feet. At 13,000 feet, they are standing there defending our borders. They do not deserve to have the word pitai. The word pitai should not be used for our Jawans.
जिन्होंने 2000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर हिंदुस्तान का उठा लिया, जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के 20 जवानों को शहीद किया, जो हमारे जवानों को अरुणाचल प्रदेश में पीट रहे हैं, मैंने कहा हिंदुस्तान की प्रेस मुझसे इनके बारे में एक सवाल नहीं पूछेगी। हिंदुस्तान की सरकार सोई हुई है। इस बात को हिंदुस्तान की सरकार सुनना नहीं चाहती, मगर उनका प्रिपरेशन चल रहा है और प्रिपरेशन यूथ का है।
Members from 18 opposition parties demanded a discussion on China, but the chairman, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, refused once again.
No.
MPs from opposition, Congress, TMC, Aam Aadmi Party, DMK and others walked out of the house in protest. With the government attacking the opposition for obstructing the parliament,
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय ये बार-बार विषय उठाते हैं कि हमें चर्चा करनी है। मैं इतने सारे उदाहरण दे सकता हूं जब गंभीर विषयों पे इनके समय चर्चा नहीं हुई।
While the opposition parties allege that the government is running away from discussing Chinese incursion and Tawang clashes in parliament, government say that the opposition parties are frustrated and they are behaving as an obstructionist, stalling the parliament proceedings. While the legislative businesses are going on smoothly in the winter session, the opposition parties say that without disturbing the legislative business, they would be raising this issue during that 0 hour every day. With camera person Sanjay Kaushik, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Meanwhile, the Karnataka-Maharashtra border row continues to escalate. Amidst this, the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde said that the state should stand firmly behind the people in the Marathi-speaking areas of the neighbouring state and appeal to political parties not to behave in a way that would hurt them. However, Maharashtra opposition leaders were prevented from visiting the border areas. In Karnataka Assembly, there was another row over V.D. Savarkar's portrait.
Tension at the Karnataka-Maharashtra border as Uddhav Thakkre's Shiv Sena and NCP leaders were detained by the Karnataka police after some 300 opposition party activists from the neighbouring state tried to storm the barricaded border. Protests erupted inside and outside the Maharashtra Assembly session at Nagpur, as well as Karnataka Assembly session at Belagavi that opened today. In Belagavi, the epicenter of the border dispute here in Karnataka and the neighbouring state, Maharashtra, what we did see is the police, in fact, the Karnataka police managed to stop. All try to, in fact, break through these barricades and then enter Karnataka border. However, we, in fact, went on to see how the police managed to stop them and had asked, in fact, to return to Maharashtra, to their hometowns. But since they refused to budge, they have now been taken into preventive custody. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, however, insisted that the state has already taken a strong stand, as it is a matter of Maharashtra's pride.
महाराष्ट्राच्या बाजूने आपल्या सीमावासियांच्या बाजूने ठोस भूमिका घेतली दादा की आम्ही सांगितलं आमच्या इकडच्या गाड्या आमच्या इकडचे लोक जातात त्यांना त्या ठिकाणी अडवलं जातं त्यांच्या गाड्या फोडल्या जातात हे प्रकार कायदा सुव्यवस्था आणि याला धरून नाहीत लोकशाहीला धरून नाहीत.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah had said last week after a meeting with chief ministers of both Karnataka and Maharashtra that both the states had agreed not to press their claims in the decades-long state border dispute till the Supreme Court takes a call on the matter. Another flashpoint erupted at the Suvarna Sauda, where the image of Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar at the State Assembly triggered angry protests.
ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪತ್ರ ಏನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಈ ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು.
They have brought this photo because we are going to raise a lot of corruption issues on them on the 40% scandal, the dirty job what the government has done, we are going to raise that.
After the border dispute escalated between Maharashtra and Karnataka, Home Minister Amit Shah met the chief ministers of both the states. However, despite that, there is no solution on this issue. While the central government talks about double engine, the BJP is in power in both Maharashtra and Karnataka. But despite that, since there is no solution, the opposition in Maharashtra is aggressively attacking the government. Rich Rija in Belgavi and camera person Rajendra Dayalkar in Nagpur, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
Now, with an eye clearly on the assembly elections in Rajasthan due in just about 11 months, it's Ashok Gehlot's big ticket announcement. Gas cylinders to those below the poverty line for 500 rupees. That's half the price of the regular cylinder. With this, Gehlot has sent out two messages. He'll be very much in control as elections approach and has also hit out at the BJP's central government's Ujjwala scheme.
पर जो ये नाटक किया गया उज्ज्वला योजना के नाम से प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने गरीबों को एलपीजी कनेक्शन दे रहे हैं, चूल्हा दे रहे हैं और वो टंकी खाली पड़ी रहती है, कोई ले ही नहीं रहा क्योंकि 400 रुपए से 1040 रुपए तक हो गई रेट। एक कैटेगरी की स्टडी करवाएंगे, उसके बाद में 1 अप्रैल के बाद में साल में 12 सिलेंडर 1400 वाला 1040 वाला है वो 500 रुपए में हम देंगे सबको। ये मैं आपसे वादा करना चाहता हूं।